Now, the transfer of company shares in special economic zones will not attract capital gains if a bill proposed by the government is adopted by Parliament.
Investment Principal Secretary Abubakar Hassan says to incentivize the export zones, plans are underway to extend tax breaks to cover shareholding and housing projects around the SEZs to incentivize export zones.
The government exempted transfer of property in the special economic zones from capital gain tax in efforts to incentivize the zones. Plans to extend the tax breaks to transfer of shares are underway, with the government planning to draft a legislation that will exempt transfer of company shares from capital gain tax.
Last year we had provided for, in 2023, for removal of capital gain tax in the transfer of property in the SEZs program. I think the stakeholders, they wanted that definition to include also no capital gain tax on transfer of shares.
In a raft of tax measures, Investment Principal Secretary Abubakar Hassan says tax breaks extended to special economic zones will also cover residential buildings constructed around the economic zones, provided they offer housing to employees working at the economic zones.
So we want to provide clarity that unless if the buildings are to be traded or to be leased, then they cannot get the benefits. However, if you're just building you're putting buildings to accommodate the employees, then they can benefit from the SEZs.
The PS was speaking during the official launch of the Kifaru Exim SEZ Limited that will offer warehousing services to electronic manufacturers at the Tattoo City.
The space is around 100,000 square feet, which has 9 warehouses, and each warehouse is around 10,000 square feet, roughly 10 to 11,000 square feet. So total the built-up area is 100,000 square feet, roughly.
If we remember the history of Kenya, we've had a bit of conflict between industries and residential places, where residential places have been complaining in the past that industries have encroached and vice versa. So setting up a manufacturing plant in a place like this, Tattoo City, that is well planned, we can guarantee any investor that even in the next 20, 30 years, there will be no conflict in terms of encroachment.
The facility is the 40th SEZ licensed enterprise to operate in Tattoo City. Benson Drioba reporting for Prime Edition.